fucking good. Oh, that must be the end of the song. Ralph, thanks for putting the song in as a request, dude. Broken. If it's too loud, you're too old. Turn it down. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Thanks, Ralph. Wake up. Wake up. Why don't you put a little makeup? Okay. Bear with me. I'm doing something here, as you can tell. Okay. All right. Let me just get to this a minute. Yeah. Oh, time to bring my friend into the picture. Hey, guys. How are you? Welcome. Ralph. Pardon me. Okay. That's the dad scratch. Man, I'm gonna scratch myself. I'm gonna get my scratch on. I'm gonna scratch myself. All right. So, I feel like it's been forever. I'll tell you the truth. Feels like it's been a bit since I've been on. Now, damn it, this coaster is really not my friend tonight. My shit's all sticking to it. All right. I'm all out of swords. I'm out of whack. Give me a minute. You have to let me be forgiven. So just forgive me now, because my ignorance is it may have a ceiling. I haven't found it yet, but it's out there. Anyway, happy Sunday night to all of you, and thank you for being here with me and being here for each other. Thanks for being here, guys. What a wild, wacky, crazy, loony, intense, strange friggin' weekend. And you know what I did? In the middle of my weekend, I threw the proverbial monkey wrench. No, it wasn't a monkey wrench. It was I feel some Bill Cosby coming out of me. You see, the thing about my weekend was that my daughter went and made some Jello pudding pops, and she put some liquor in them. No. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Yeah. That's a story. I'm going to give it to you. There's only one of you in this chat right now that knows that story. And I am going to deliver because I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. You ask that question and I'll drool like that. Whatever the fuck that means. Anyway, hi guys. I'm going to take a sip. So, full disclosure. I had all intentions of going live last night, but a little something like booze got in the way of that happening. Now, if I told you that it was 100% a mistake, that would be true. If I told you that I didn't know that I was having alcohol, that would be a lie. I knew I was having alcohol. What I didn't know, and this is important to the story, was that I didn't know what was completely in what I was consuming. So let me just start from the beginning. All right. So Saturday night. Yeah. We're getting our cocktails on. We're having fun. We're, you know, thanks, Rolf. We're getting our cocktails on. We're having fun. We're, it's Saturday night. Cool. I go in the garage fridge. I got a fridge in the garage, fridge, freezer, that kind of shit. And I open it up and I see a cookie tray full, and I mean full of these. They're this big and they're this round. It's something like you'd get from like Costco or Sam's Club. And you'd put like ketchup or ranch dressing, or in this case, highly flammable booze into. And yeah, yeah. What happened is my 21-year-old went to a party the night before, but it was a Jello pudding pop party, and everybody had to bring Jello pudding pops. So she made Jello pudding pops, but she put the Bill Mish spin on them, and she put vodka in with the booze. I think this is the first pudding you could have put a lighter to and it would have lit like a candle, but I didn't know that. So last night I had all good intentions of going live, and around 11:15ish my time, Eastern Standard Time. By then, rarely do I ever crack a beer before 9 p.m. any night. Just so you're aware, I don't. I've told you this before. I'm not much of a day drinker, and I found that day drinking wrecks my night. Like, I sleep and just lose the whole day. So I don't generally crack a beverage until about 9 p.m. So by 11:15, I'm good into it, and I'm having beers and we're laughing and we're having fun. And out come these damn Jello pudding pops doll that my daughter made. Now, there were 3 different kinds. There was Kahlua. There was what the hell is it called? Bailey's. And there was what is it? It was like tequila strawberry rose or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't drink those fucking foo-foo drinks ever. But you know what? They pack a wallop, especially when you heighten them with a little bit of vodka. Or in this case, a lot of bit of vodka. So that was all mixed up into the secret brew. Secret witch's brew. She made these things from the night before at her party. And she put them into these little plastic things, and we had a whole thing of them. So I was like, the wife, I'm like, hey, babe, should we do a couple of these pudding things? And she's like, okay. All right. That's the only time Shawnee will show up tonight in the stream. And but actually she was like, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. Let's have some of those. I said, okay. So I got them and pop the lid, plastic spoon. Oh, that's pretty damn good. I can taste, I can taste some alcohol in them. They're good. But I mean, they're like good. And so I eat one of the chocolate ones, and then I eat one of the strawberry ones, and then the other one was Kahlua. So it looked like chocolate also. So Bailey's was the first one, strawberry Irish wild, whatever the hell that was. That was delicious, by the way. And then the Kahlua 1/3. And I ate them, and I'm like, man, yeah, these are good. And about 10 minutes went by, and I went, I eat another. And I'm going to eat another of each. And I eat it. And about 15 minutes goes by, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat another. And I do the scene, and I do 3 of each. Totally unbeknownst to me that these things are super highly spiked with vodka in them also. Believe me, I know that they taste like alcohol, okay? But really not as much as you would think. So about 20 minutes goes by after I've had 3 of each of these. It's creeping up on midnight. My wife she goes, you okay? I'm like, of course I'm okay. What do you mean? She's like, you're slurring. I'm like, I'm no. She's like, you're swaying. I'm like, what? She goes, you're not going live tonight, are you? And I said, hell yeah. I said, I'm going live. Hell yeah. I'm going live like in an hour. You know what? I woke up at noon. I woke up at noon. You guys, man, I had no intention of being shit faced. But those damn jello pudding pops done stuck me over the edge, doll. You see, they did. And I did it to myself, and I had no clue. But the way I figure it, I had 9 shots in like 45 minutes. I was fucking done. I was done, mister. So, unfortunately, I had all good intentions of going live last night. But had I gone live last night, I'm afraid you guys would still be talking about it today. And I honestly don't know what would have come out of my mouth had I gone live. I mean, so rule number 1, don't do that again. So I won't. I will eat 1 or 2 in the future if I see them, and I'll see how they affect me. Yeah, it's probably a responsible thing to do at my age in life, but yeah, live and learn. So, hang on. So what I do remember was that there were a couple things I was going to cover last night, which I didn't. But one of them was I've had a couple really, really good quality type conversations with one of the subs who's right here tonight, and that's Red Pill Marine. Guys, let me tell you what a quality individual Red Pill Marine is. On top of being, my brother as a Marine, he's a phenomenal patriot, and he has his thumb in so many different pies of good information, and he's starting to send them to me, and I'm like almost sometimes more than I can even catch up with, because I do my own thing on truth, and then he sends me something. He's like, hey man, check this out. Hey man, check this out. And it's like all of it's good, but the guy is like Like if you go to Webster's and you open the dictionary and you look at patriot, there's red pill. Red pill is there. This cat loves this country as much as you, as much as me, but he's a hardcore definition of a patriot. And you know, we got talking the other night about tattoos. Tattoos. Now, I know I've disclosed this numerous times to you guys. Yeah, really, Ralph, really, he is. Yes. Um, but we got talking the other night and about the Marine Corps and some of this, a lot of small talk and that kind of stuff. And I said, dude, it's amazing. I said, I went into the Marine Corps, I got through the Marine Corps, and I managed to get out without having gotten a tattoo. I do not have a tattoo. Um, a fair amount of you on the stream know that already. You know this. I've disclosed that before. But Red Pill has got patriotic tattoos. Big time. He was sending me a couple pictures of some of them. He's got them on his arms, he's got them up on his, shoulders and that kind of shit. He's got one across the back of his back that I haven't seen, but he told me what it was. But what he did do is he sent me a picture, you guys, of his newest tattoo, and I'm fixing to show it to you right now. If I'm not mistaken, this is on his right arm. I'm not going to give it away. And I believe it's right here. Okay. So I want to show you this badass fucking tattoo of this fucking devil dog warrior. Check that shit out. You guys see that okay? Now that is a fucking fan of America, and it's right below his shield. Oh fuck. Hang on. Sorry for the cuss words too. You know what? I'm sorry. It's right below his "Don't Tread on Me" tattoo, and that's just a couple of them. But even this, look at this: stars, stripes, red, white, blue. This guy loves America. He loves his country as much as you and as much as me. But we got laughing a little bit, he started actually giving me some shit over not having tattoos. And I made, oh my God. You know how sometimes I say that I tell a joke and I wish that it's like a grenade and I wish that I could pull it back and stick the pin back in it. I made the mistake of telling him that my wife's even got a tattoo. You guys, that is not something that I should have divulged. Because now, mind you, this is all in good fun. It really is. He's a good guy, but I did, but she's got a tattoo. So anyway, that's what happened to me last night. I was going to go into the store. I was going to show you that tattoo. I love the tattoo, by the way. But it led me to think about a couple things today once I woke up from that. People have often asked me, dude, like, why don't you have a tattoo? Why haven't you gotten a tattoo? The honest to God, truthful, 100% from my heart answer is that I never, ever had anything that inspired me to the point of doing it. I don't look down. Listen, my oldest daughter has like 12 tattoos. Seriously, I'm not even joking. My middle daughter, she has a tattoo. My youngest daughter, she's 18 now for a couple months. You guys know this. She doesn't have a tattoo yet, but I don't judge that shit. I don't, I think it's about personal preference. My wife got a tattoo 2 months after I met her. Her dad has tattoos. Her brother has tattoos. I don't have tattoos. I don't know why. I just was never led. Now, I told Red Pill that when I was in the Marine Corps, had I been shipped overseas, there's something called a meat tag. Okay. And that's where it goes right here and it gives all your personal information basically, so that if your arms and your legs and your head get blown off, they can identify the cadaver by your SOCH, by your rank or whatever. I don't completely remember what was on it, but it was like your dog tags, except they were tattooed on you. Well, I didn't get sent overseas. That war ended almost as quick as it started. But I was gung ho that way. I mean, I would have done it. I would have done it. There's no question. Had I gone over, I would have that tattoo today. But now I almost wait a minute. What are you guys talking about? I see. We place bets. What are we talking about here? All right, I'll go into that in a minute and look at it. Yeah, John Barry. That's me, dude. He said 4 years in the Navy. I got in line 6 times. After an hour, I was like, screw this shit. Let's drink. Dude, you know what? That was kind of like me. It wasn't 6 times, but there was definitely 2 or 3 times where I was like, yep, I'm going to get this fucking tattoo. I'm gonna go. And as I had time to think about it, I'm like, no. No, let's go to the titty bar. So let's go into town, man. I guess procrastination was my friend. I mean, had they been able to like open up a chair like I was getting a haircut and said next, and I was like, I'm getting a tattoo, I'd have a tattoo. I'd have 2 or 3 tattoos. I probably have my fucking head tattooed now. But for whatever reason, man, I just didn't do it. So, but what I did want to say is that the Where We Go One, We Go All tattoo that he sent me and showed me on his wrist, um, I could see that. I could see getting that tat, and to me, that's something that's well worth jumping behind. Now, it's not because I want to have a tattoo. You know what I mean? I'm not. I mean, I know that it's like habit forming. I've heard it from so many people. You get one, it's kind of like cocaine, man. One's too many and 1,000 ain't enough. It's like all of a sudden they start getting tatted up and shit, and that's fine. But I mean, that's your gig. But something like that, I think I will go to the grave thinking that where we go one, we go all. That mentality, that mindset. Does that make sense? I could see that, definitely. And what the other cool thing about Red Pill's tattoos, because he kind of told me about a few of them and was kind of telling me why he got it and where he got it. Listen, he didn't wake up. he didn't wake up in Mexico with a tattoo. You know what I mean? This cat thought about his tattoo and thought about the reasons behind getting it and why you get it and what it means to you. And I think there's a lot of honor in that, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. So I'm glad you're all here. Red Pill, John Barry, Headless Horseman. Hey, Headless, Dee Dee, Chris Coon, first one in the house tonight. Ralph Deem, awesome to see you. Robert Wallace, Yoda's Wisdom. Yoda, hey man, I got your text and everything, dude. It's just that by the time I seen it and could have did it, your cooking show was way, way over. So I apologize for not being there. I totally plan to watch it. Joe Mama. Joe Mama. Who's Mama? That's Joe's Mama. Joe Mama? Yeah. Yeah. It is. Jen Manga. Oh, man, you guys are all here tonight. Welcome. Thank you. That's awesome. I hope I'm not missing anybody. I'm just kind of scrolling up and jumping in. Broken. The Broken. Yeah, Broken. You kind of do the boogie woogie on my brain, dude. I like what you have to say a lot. I do. You're you're I don't know, you're cool, dude. You're enlightened. I like what you have to say. Broken has some cool shit, and he turned me on actually to a couple of different shows that I really enjoyed and subbed to, and it was cool. What are we saying here? I want to see what you guys were betting on or whatever. You guys, let's see. My first mosh pit was System of a Down. Yeah. Oh no, it's May. That sounded fake. What sounded fake? Did I miss the joke? What are you talking about, Ralph? That sounded fake. Speak into my microphone. Okay. Is this better? I'm sure it's coming through very clear. You know what? I can hear my lips touching each other. Listen to this one. My grandma, my mom's mom, used to smoke like that. She'd go like this. She'd go, and she'd go as she's blowing it out. We used to laugh about that shit. My brother. That's a disgusting noise. Totally sorry. Oh, I love you, Grandma. I love you. She's long past. Good times. She was awesome. Oh, Ralph. Ralph, you don't like my burp joke no more. All right. I'll find a new victim, dude. I'm sorry. Jeez. Old people. Tell you what. That's disgusting. Oh, all right. All right, I got to make a note here, a mental note. Don't blame my belches on Ralph Nomo. All right, Ralph, you got it, dude. You got it, dude. I'm sorry. Oh, Ralph, what does it mean? I might be way behind, but it means where we go one, we go all. That's what that tap means, which was the phrase that was used. Actually, it was on the bell that was with JFK, the OG, the original, because he was a Navy guy. PT John Barry helped me out. PT 103 or PT. It was his boat, but he was a sailor. He was a Massachusetts man. He liked to talk about Massachusetts. I got to work on my JFK, but his bell that he had on that ship said, "Where we go one, we go all." And it's kind of been like the rally cry for the QAnons and everything that's been going on with the QAnons. So somebody might have answered that already for you, bud. And I apologize, but yeah. Now we know who wears the pants in the Mish house. What? Dick move. I'm just putting it together. Red pill, you bastard. I do love the guy. He's a great guy, for real. PT 109. All right. Yes. Thanks, Ralph. Yeah. PT 109 is a sailor. There's quite a story that goes with John Barry. Yes. PT 109. Yep. Yeah. I see. 109. All right. John, you got it. I think you got it first. Maybe Ralph got it. I don't know. Either way, it's PT 109, though. And I'm sure you Navy boys, John, are well aware of that story. If you don't know the story of JFK and PT 109, I mean, that ship got blowed up or something like that. And he ended up swimming to safety or some shit like that. It's been quite a while since I I don't know that I've actually ever seen the movie. Now that I say that, but with a cat like that, with JFK, it's kind of like it kind of runs along with who he was. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, they had to swim to safety or something like that. I mean, it was nuts. He was quite a president. It's interesting to think about what our country could have, should have, would have been had they not splayed his head wide open there in Dallas on that day. It's real interesting. But I think we're getting a dose of it now. We're starting to see what it could have, what it should have been. And I'm excited. I am excited for what's been happening in our country and what's been dropping. I can't imagine what this would be like had he not died. And for me, you guys, JFK's death was right in the wheelhouse of when my parents, personal parents, were most impressionable. I think my mother was 15 when JFK died. I think my dad was 18 or he was 17. And I mean, that's the wheelhouse of where things go. I mean, my dad, fortunately, went into the National Guard, which is the Army, just before the Vietnam War. And you know who talked him into doing that? It was before they instituted the draft. My dad went into the National Guard on the advice of my grandfather, Donald R. I won't say my last name, but it's Mish, and then there's a whole bunch of letters after that. On my grandfather, my dad's dad was in the Army. He was in the Battle of the Bulge, and hang on, I'm going to share this story with you. So my grandpa, both of my grandparents, actually, my mom's dad he was a Navy man. And I'll start with him. He was in the South Pacific. And I can't think of what it's called, but the guy that goes, somebody help me. He was that guy on a ship. And he was in the South Pacific. And their ship never got hit by kamikazes, but he told the stories about he would watch the kamikazes and they flew into the couple ships that were around them. Morse code. Thanks, Joe Mama. Yeah. He was the guy that did that. The Morse code. Not Ralph. Anyway, he was a Navy man in the South Pacific, and he, there wasn't a whole lot of stories beyond that, just other than they were under fire and that kind of stuff, but their ship never sank. But he did see kamikazes fly into ships and fly around and close to the ships that were around them that were going after him. My grandpa Mish was in the Army, served under Patton, General Patton. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. Ralph. I'm just going to leave it alone, Ralph, altogether. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. He was in the Battle of the Bulge, though, under General Patton. And, my grandpa Mish told us some stuff that will raise the hair on the back of your head. When America got into that war, as some of you might know, but, we obviously entered that war when Pearl Harbor got bombed. America had vowed to not enter that war. And the global elites of their time just couldn't have that happen. They absolutely had to have America into that war in order to put that's awesome, Red Pill. I'm going to ask you about that. They needed America in that war because it was going to launch the global initiative. Okay. They couldn't do it without America in the war. They had to have them. And the only way to get that done was obviously Pearl Harbor, which we knew. When I say we, I'm talking about those pricks that are way up in Washington. They knew. They knew the attack was coming. They let us get absolutely hammered in Pearl Harbor. They let it happen. I mean, all those deaths, all that bombing, all that shit should have totally been avoided, but they knew. They knew it was coming and they just didn't say anything. Bastards. Fucking bastards. So, anyway, there was this rise up in the American spirit that said, fuck this, let's go kick that fucking ass. You know, this war was already a couple years going, and we had vowed we weren't getting into it. Well, not once they shit in our backyard and started killing our boys and our ladies, and they attacked us. There were people that were depressed that couldn't get into that war. I mean, I think I told you this before. My grandpa Mish, my dad's dad, actually tried to get into the war when he was 16. I mean, that's how feverish it was that, you know, America was upset. And my grandpa Mish was, he was in basically the line that gets on the bus that takes you to boot camp. And my grandpa Garrett, who I get my middle name from, had found out when he was 16 and went down and yanked him out of the line. I mean, my grandpa wanted to go fly jets. There weren't jets then, only on the German side. But he wanted to fly, you know, he was 16. And my grandpa Garrett went yanked him out fucking line. I mean, that's how patriotic everybody was to get into this war. And so he waited a year and a half or so and turned 18 and immediately went in. Well, the patriotism was on full high alert. That's when you had women entering into the workforce. Really, most of you know this. That's when Rosie the Riveter, as some of you have seen some of the war posters that were up there, like women rolling up their sleeves and getting in there. I mean, that's one of the reasons we kicked a lot of ass in that war, was because our ladies stepped in and did the fucking job here at home. The overwhelming majority of the country was running on women, which ain't that different today, but you know what I mean? It was like they really took they took it up a notch. I mean, women, it really showed that, and I'm not talking about us guys. I'm not talking about any of us. I mean, at least I'm not talking about myself. I won't talk for any of you, but I have 3 daughters, you know. You better believe that I put it in their ears that they're every bit equal in their capacity. Okay. I think it's important not to put a false paradigm in front of them either. Okay. I mean, let's not talk about the physicality between a man and a woman. Okay. It's there. Guys are stronger in general. But as far as production and all of that and getting the job done, I mean, the only time you really need those extra muscles is if you're a Spartan and you're fighting with a fucking sword and a shield, which was another interesting conversation I got into with Red Pill earlier, now that it's coming up. But I mean, really, that's where brawn over brains, you know, sort of matters. And I would submit that even brains mean more in that situation than brawn, but it's just how we're built. So anyway, I'm saying all of this to get to this point is that my grandpa was knee deep in Germany. They had gone through France. They had served. They had gone through all of this shit. And what will get lost in this conversation is whether this was my grandfather's first sergeant or first lieutenant or second lieutenant or company commander. I don't know. But they had liberated basically this town in France, and the Germans were surrendering, that they had just overtaken this town. And the guy came out with his hands up. He was a German. He had his hands up. And I'll just call him my grandfather's company commander. The guy was totally clearly surrendering, and my grandfather's company commander came out and he unholstered his fucking pistol. Pow. And he shot the dude dead. He murdered him right there. And the guy went down, the German. And my grandpa looked, and the guy had a wedding ring on. And it looked identical to the wedding ring my grandpa was wearing. And that soured him, that moment right there. He realized what this German guy had just lost, you know? And it turned his stomach on the war. And it was, that was tough on him. And I have that guy's rifle up in my closet. It's got the German swastika stamped into it. And I may pull that out one day and show it to you. But it killed him. All the good reasons that we were there, all the patriotic everything that we were there. It turned him. He was still American. He was still on board with our cause, but it was like from that point on, he was there. He felt like for all the wrong reasons. Can you guys dig that? You understand that? I sure as hell can. Because right is right and wrong is wrong in any capacity in life. And somebody comes out with their arms up and they're surrendering, you don't fucking pop a cap in their head. Yeah, broken. That was a red pill. You damn straight it was. And it's something I'll never forget. Yeah, that was heavy. Sorry. Sorry. I honestly had no idea I was going to go down that road again tonight, but I did. And, well, that's it. That's the story of my grandfather. And there's a few others. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. My grandfather was driving the whatever. He was driving the truck that's got all the guys behind him, and they've got the canvas over the back. And he was driving. And he had his company lieutenant next to him, and he's driving. And he looks over, and bam, shot right in the head. Sniper took him out right in the passenger seat, right next to him. Just took him out. You tell that story. I mean, can you imagine looking over, you guys? I mean, you see that in the movies, but if you look over, you're talking to somebody and you look over the next second and they catch a fucking rifle shot in the head and they die right there in front of you. I mean, it's fucking brutal, man. It's brutal. So how awesome my grandpa was after he got back is amazing to me from some of the shit that he saw. I also, if you're listening in France, there's a rumor that I may have either an uncle or an aunt or an uncle or an aunt who is in France. put two and two together there. I guess the French were very appreciative of our American soldiers coming in and taking care of business. But that's supposed to be like a real deal. Like there actually might be, I might, my dad might have a half brother, half sister over there. They were very appreciative, and they knew the Kama Sutra. Let me tell you. Wow. All right. So what else is going on? What's happening? I love remembering those stories. My cousin Scott, who was 2 years older than me, passed away late last year from cancer. Fucking tragic. It's brutal. It's before I started doing these live streams. Fucking brutal to watch. It's before I knew about CBD oil. It's before I was full-fledged into homeopathics and all that kind of stuff. It hurts my heart to think about what I know now and that maybe I could have helped save his life, but not the part of the story that I'm trying to bring up. He's dead. He died. But one of these, when my grandpa was in France and they were getting into Germany, they liberated a concentration camp. His outfit did under Patton. They liberated a concentration camp, and as they were bringing these Jewish people out of behind bars and that kind of stuff, an older Jewish man wanted food. He needed food. So I mean these, the Germans are taken care of now at this point. They're liberating them out of there. Okay. Me. He handed my grandfather a pistol, and he gave it to him for food. And he told him that he was going to use that pistol. He'd been hiding it. And he was going to use it to kill the German, we'll just call him the company commander, whatever, the head motherfucker in charge of that concentration camp. He had been waiting for his opportunity to kill him with it. My cousin Scott got that pistol, and it's still in the family. I don't know who got it after that, but it's an interesting little piece of history, I should probably ask. It's probably a little too soon to ask, honestly, about it. It would seem really shallow to ask about that, since he literally just passed away in the last like 8 months. But I would like to know, I guess, what happens with that. I hope his son gets it. I'm sure he did. His wife was very cool. I liked Kathy a lot. It's just one of those things, though, where you see your cousin every year growing up 3, 4, 5, 8 times through Christmas and all that. And as you get into your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, man, you just start living your own life. You start doing your own thing, I mean, they'll always be your cousin, but Jesus, we lived 30 miles apart and didn't talk 5 times in the last 20 years. It's sad, actually, but I do wonder about stuff like that, though. I will bring that rifle down sometime, though, and I'll show you, like it would go away, but I'll show you. They have the German swastika stamped right into the fucking rifle at a couple different points on it. And it was that dude that surrendered, and it was hard. My grandpa used it as his deer hunting rifle his whole life, and I almost think he did it as a sign of respect for this German, the guy that had the same wedding ring as him. Yeah. So, how about we turn this into positive or something. I don't want this to be just so fucking down in the dumps. I was just playing it by ear tonight, you guys. What's going on? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. There were multiple Q drops today. Lots. There, I said it coming into the weekend. There's going to be a lot coming out. They won't report it on the mainstream news network. That should be no surprise. Of course, they're bought and paid for. They're just simply not allowed to. They're not allowed to. And not only aren't they allowed to, they're completely brainwashed. And their careers, their money system, all of that depends on them not reporting the actual news. It's fucking horseshit. What I love is that the general population is waking up to this. That's what I love most about this. The general population is, my God, the internet, Twitter, all of that, that is our best friend for waking people up, man. All right, I'm sorry. Let me look at the chat. All right. How about the video you just watched prior to going live? Yeah. All right, man. I see that. That was about Red Pill's talking about Q, and that there was a division that was created into God, I got so deep into my conversation, dude. I'm like half forgetting it. But basically during Obama's reign, they created a division under the name Q. I only saw it once, though, Red Pill. So put something in there that'll help spark and remind me. Something like that. But I think what it's saying is that there was basically, this division that was created that was meant to call out the bad shit that they were seeing in the government. And it was fought heavily by Obama. And geez, I have to watch it again, dude. I do. I only saw it the one time, but put a few notes in there, dude, if you can help spark me, or straight up write it in there and talk about it. That's something that I usually need to do and do is if I watch something one time, I get the nuts and bolts. If I watch it twice, I get a little bit of the meat, but not the potatoes. If I watch it 3 times, I'm getting a lot of the meat and the potatoes. And the 4th and 5th time, then I generally got it. And, I don't know why that is for me, but but what's funny is when I watch it the 4th and 5th time, once I watch it and see it and commit to it and that kind of stuff, I'll never forget it. That's how my brain works is, I could see something one time and forget about it. I definitely could. But when I commit to jumping in, like when I told you about Marxism and all that shit, I mean, you guys, I didn't learn that like once and remember it. I had to jump in and learn about it, and then it took. And I really had to commit to it. But that's funny. That is definitely how my brain works. Is rarely will I see something one time and have it. And it doesn't matter. And that's why I did awful in subjects that I didn't care about in school. I mean, I squeaked by with like a D- because I was like, fuck off. I don't care about that shit. And the subjects that I did like, man, aces high. A. There was no middle ground. I rarely got a B, C, or anything. I usually got an A or D-. It's kind of funny. All right. Maybe I nailed it, dude. Maybe I nailed it, Red Pill. I do have to look more about it. What's going on with you guys, man? what's going on? Same here with my dad. To Ralph, he told me some serious stories from me. Jen, your dad was in Vietnam. Yeah, those poor guys, man. Our Vietnam guys. Oh, fuck, I feel bad for them. They had the biggest fucking turd sandwich and didn't even have a choice. They had to take a bite out of that fucker. Some of them had a really, really good experience. Some of them did. And a lot of them, you talk about a red pill, dude. Go to Vietnam and figure out, number one, what the fuck you're fighting for. Jesus. No wonder they kept them filled up with beer and fucking steaks and food when they weren't out in the shit. It's one thing. I'm pondering this thought. It's one thing to be in a situation like World War II where you're there and you think you're there for the right reason. You're there. And if your ass gets smoked, well, damn it, you can feel good about it. But it didn't take long to be out there in the shit and realize that these fucking people are lying to me about why I'm here. This enemy really, really fights hard. And, you know, they're pissed. We're in their country. They're pissed. Of course they're pissed. Would we be any different? No. That's the bitch that pisses me off, is that I don't feel like we've been in one war that we needed to be in. Like, fuck, we weren't threatened. We're not defending our border. It's one. And that's why 9/11 was so important, dudes, everybody. 9/11 was so important because there's no way they could have put us in that war without us feeling like we were fucking attacked. Just like Pearl Harbor. And they dreamed up that whole bullshit narrative, the whole goddamn thing. Finding passports 2 blocks from where the towers, all that shit. Listen, if you can look at 9/11 now and say that, well, we got fucking attacked by those ragheads and all that, you're fucking asleep, man. I mean, there's way more evidence out there that tells us, no matter what you believe, if you believe that it happened how they said it happened, you're a fucking tard. I'm sorry. And that's a bitch, because cognitive dissonance is alive and well in the USA. And that's where I get into shutting off your television. Shut the fucking television off. You can't believe them until you understand that that's nothing but a tool. You're not mature enough to handle TV. TV can be a good thing. You can watch it. You can look at some things. You can look at it. But my God, if you don't take television amongst all things with that proverbial grain of salt. In fact, you shouldn't even be allowed to go and watch television without a certain amount of hours off the approved red pill stations. I do feel like people are waking up, though. Man, I do. I sure hope they do. And they're running this democratic. Yeah. Yeah. I will. I red pill. I will. Let me take a swallow here a minute. And I got to look up his last name. Red pill says, Bill, touch on Isaac. And I'm just going to my Twitter here so that I get his name correct. Okay. He's a Hollywood actor. I haven't really seen him. Once you see the guy, he's one of those actors where you go, I know I've seen him in something before. I've seen him. And I'm no different. I was kind of the same way. I didn't understand his name at all, but once I saw him, he he looked familiar. He's kind of one of those familiar face. He kind of looks like Borat, but he's not Borat, and he sure as hell ain't a dumbass like Borat. Okay, but Isaac Cappy is his name, and let me just see if I can kind of blow this up. Man, I can't. But let me show you this. If you, damn it, that ain't coming through real well. His name is Isaac, Isaac Kappy. If you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. I joined Twitter only to listen to President Trump's tweets. I never had a Twitter till March of this year. And you guys, it's one of the best damn things next to making this channel that I've ever done. But his name is Isaac Cappy. He is in the know. He used to be, and maybe he still is, but I'm just going to say used to be friends with Seth Green and Claire. What the hell's Claire's last name? I mean, they are like this Hollywood power couple, you know? Um, yeah, Seth Green. He's calling out, you guys, everybody in Hollywood. And he's not doing it off a list or anything. People are like, what about this person? He's like, oh yeah, total pedophile. What about this person? Yeah, fucking pedophile. What about this person? Yeah, total pedophile. And the names that are coming up in what he, and let me tell you this, he ain't lying. Um, there's one thing that I do very well. And you guys probably do the same. I can read people, man. I can read people. I know when someone's fucking blowing sunshine up my ass and when they're telling the truth. This guy ain't lying. Names like Steven Spielberg, total pedophile. Kevin Spacey, you guys already know that fucking whack job is a pedophile. Me, not a pedophile, but a burper. Tom Hanks, that one blew me away. I thought he was one of the good ones that like stepped away from that shit. Like not stepped away from it, but like Hollywood couldn't touch a man like that. Not Tom Hanks, not Forrest Gump. My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump. Whoa. Forrest Gump, the pedophile. He's a pedophile. This guy is not lying. So his name's Isaac Cappy. Isaac. Last name Kappy. He was buds with Seth Green. Went over to his apartment. Seth Green has this bookshelf behind him. It's like if this was a bookshelf, you guys, and I went like this, and it like opened up, and I said, "Here's where we keep the children." I mean, he's got weird shit like that going on in his house, and straight up, I was gonna say basically admit it. No, he fucking admitted to this guy. He and his wife Claire. And Claire is like this name. Like, I can't think of her name. She's this blonde, kind of cutie faced, but she's a fucking adrenochrome drinking walnut juice sucking biatch. Just like he's a little bitch. But they get off on that shit, you know? They get off on tormenting these souls. These our weakest people we have, our children, and they get off on these fuckers. You know what? To all of them, every fucking one of them need to die. And I ain't about bloodletting. Let me tell you what, there's nothing I want to do less than kill somebody. Any of these fuckers that are abusing kids that way or taking them or anything, put the shit in my hands. You know what? That's one trigger I could pull That's one gallows fucking rope I could yank and drop the door on them and watch them fucking squirm. I could do it. I could do it for those people because the amount of evil that is in these people, it's not honestly comprehensible. When you hear Dan Harmon, there's another fuck. Oh, what a piece of shit he is. You know, I'd heard about the Hillary tape and that her and Uma, it's like supposedly on tape that they had tormented this poor 13-year-old girl to the point, in order to get high off the adrenochrome, they have to put the fear into them. And I'm sorry, this is going to be brutally fucking honest right now, but they have to scare them so that it activates the pineal gland to release this fucking adrenaline. It's adrenochrome, but it doesn't get released until you're so absolutely fucking terrified that it comes out of you. And that's where the drug high comes from. They, can't believe I'm going to say this, they cut this 13-year-old girl's face off. It's fucking brutal. I'm sorry. Can you imagine being 13? Go back in your memory bank. Be 13 and imagine, number one, that skank Hillary is in the room with you with this other woman. And they cut your face off. And they put their face over their face. And they're doing all their hocus pocus weirdo fucking shit. And you're 13. And then they murdered her. There ain't rehabilitation for that shit. That fucking bitch. Both of them. And they're just the start of it. Tell you what. Done. Fucking done. Yeah. Zunko. Is that how you say it? Zunko. Who are you? Are you a troll? Zunko? Are you? Mind Boy Gamer. Are you a troll? Are you guys trolls or girls? Or if you're not, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. But the next thing that you fucking say is going to tell me what I need to know. And you either stay or you get fucking bounced. So be cautious with your tone, people. You fucking dick. Okay. All right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for a minute. Anyway, it's weird you're here. I'll say that. Maybe you're okay. Well, how else would you pronounce that name, dude? How the hell would you pronounce your name, Zunko? Capital Z, lowercase u, lowercase n, capital K, capital O. How else would you pronounce that? I've got quite a long... Oh, Zunko. All right, cool. Well, what's your flavor, dude? What do you bringing to the party? We all want to know. See, we're a tight-knit group. And you're a foreign name in a foreign land, which is okay with us, right? Would you all say we're cool with that? But we would definitely like to know. Yeah, I think so too, Broken. You have nothing to bring to the party? Oh. Okay, well, just kick it. Listen, it's cool. There's really no, we don't really have a list that we're going down, so you're welcome to check us out. We're happy you're here. Everybody welcome Zunko and his friend. Who's his friend? Mind Boy Gamer. I like that name. Mind Boy Gamer. I do like that name. That's good. Welcome. You guys are welcome. As long as you're chill, as long as you're cool, you can hang. And I think I speak for all of us. So if you have anything productive to add, please add it. Wow. Stream going late, man. It's okay. You know what? I'm not ready to hang it up. I don't know. What else are we going to talk about? So we talked a little bit about Isaac. Isaac's cool. Isaac Coppel. Did I say that right? Said it wrong? I like this guy though, man. I do. I like this. I like that Isaac Cappy. I like him a lot. Q drops. Yeah, Red Pill. Hey, Sim. Hey, man. Everybody say hello to Sim Simulation. Late to the party, but that's cool. Welcome. I got to take me a sip. Let's go over the Q drops for today. July 29th, 2019. You guys, we have 2 days officially if you're counting today and tomorrow. Yeah. All right. So we're 2 hours into the second of the 2 days. All right. Let's read. I have it right here. July 28th. Let's go July 29th. You guys, I'm going to go July 29th. You're going to have to give me a second, though, because if I don't go pull that beer out of the freezer, I'm going to have a mess on my hands. And that's not going to be good for anybody. But what I will do is I'm going to do this. I won't play the whole song, but I will play it for about 30 seconds while I go grab a beer, because that's just how it's going to go. And since it's my show, right, you guys enjoy this for a second. Smoke them if you got them. I'm going to give you about 30 to 45 seconds. And then we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about these Q posts today. And you do not want to miss this. Let me tell you what. Let's do, how about this song? We'll do, Jesus, come on. Here we go. Nope. Yes. All right. BRB. Okay. And we're back. All right. I had to piss on top of that. So sorry. Sorry. This has gone much later than any normal stream I do. You want a trophy this time? All right. Does anyone else in here build cars? I used to sell cars, so imagine that. There was a day. John Barry, you can cut me. I have plenty. You guys, man. You guys rock. You guys are awesome, man. All right, I'm going to get into these Q posts. Give me a second. I just want to see what you're talking about. Did we lose Zunko? Zunko, are you still in the house? Zunko and your half brother, Mind Boy Gamer. Are you guys in the house? Me. That was me. You should do commentary on that song so you don't get a strike. Well, yeah, unless it's a global community guideline strike sim, it still plays the music. Thanks, Ralph. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I think you guys were too. That was weird. I think it was because of what I was talking about for sure. I think it was. All right. Should I try it broken? Should I say it one time and just start talking about it? I'll do it here in a second. I'll do it here in a second. We'll do a little test. But used to build rock crawlers on the weekends and nights. Oh, I don't. Is that like a Jeep? Rock crawlers. Jeep or I don't know what that is. Guys, we got a crew here tonight. Some people are participating, but some people are just listening, and that's okay. That's a-okay. Let's talk about Q posts. All right. Thanks for being here, you guys. I love it. I love it. It's Sunday night, early Monday morning, and it's fantastic that you guys are here. So let's go into Q post 1748, which is July 29th at 10:51 this morning. Starts off, Q posts 2 tweets by President Donald Trump. Oh, that's good, Jen. Jen, you should have got up and danced while you heard that song. I mean, you know, that one would have got you going, damn it. Here we go. All right. Our great country has been divided for decades. True. Sometimes you need protest in order to heal, and we will heal and be stronger than ever before. Smart man. Follows it up and says, I want to applaud the many protesters in Boston who are speaking out against bigotry and hate. Our country will soon come together as one. I think that's the end of his tweet. I absolutely 100% agree with that. With that tweet. The biggest problem we have in America is the television. And it's because it's the only thing they have to combat what we have going on right now. So POTUS says, listen carefully. Now, I've done the due diligence of listening to what this link says. Okay. What it is it goes to about a 5-minute speech with Devin Nunes, who talks about the FISA application being, it's been given, but it's still redacted. About 75% of it is redacted. And what Q says is, listen very carefully. It specifically talks about 20 pages. that are in this FISA warrant. And it sounds like they're going to read those 20 pages, okay? Because when you look through it, every page you look through, it's black marked out like the whole damn thing. 75% of this entire thing is blacked out. However, there's 20 pages that they feel like if they are read to the American people, you, me, us, that let's just talk red pill. It's going to be the red pill of red pills. It's going to cause people to absolutely question everything and demand that the rest of it gets unredacted, which is what they want. Guys, people complain all the time and say, why didn't Trump just come out and start arresting people out of the gate? He couldn't. They couldn't do that. Again, I've covered this before, but it merits restating that if you're taking down the global deep state, we're talking globally. That means that it's entrenched everywhere around the globe, everywhere. It's in every facet. And when you look at America, how it's weaved in every little instance from high to low in positions of authority, you have that going on globally. So it really is the proverbial chess match. And you have to allow bad actors and all of these people that are globally to stick their head out upon different pieces of information so that you can snatch that one up. You go on this list. There is going on 50,000 somebody help me. Brain farting. Indictments. Unsealed indictments. I know some of you were typing it right there and went, fuck, I was going to tell them. They're going on 50,000 unsealed indictments. Thanks, man. Yeah, right. He probably broke on the M. Yeah, Admiral Byrd, dude, the broken. I'll get into that story too. But they're going on 50,000 unsealed indictments. These people know that their back is against the wall. They didn't think it at first. They're putting it together now. So what Devin Nunes was on there saying on Fox was that these 20 pages basically are going to wake everybody up. And it sounds like the president is going to release them. Totally. That's not a bad thing. Not at all, you guys. That's a wonderful thing. So, president says, POTUS, President of the United States, legal in review. Huber. All right. Huber is the key to all of this, has been quietly in the background. He's the one that is going to be able to act upon these indictments. So they're allowing, as part of the Great Awakening, to happen. And the Great Awakening is nothing more than as awake as you were 6 months ago. Think about how awake you are today. But just know that your neighbor this could be day 1 for them being awake, or this could be day 14 of them being awake, or maybe they're not awake. That's what all of this slow walking information is doing. Is the longer, actually, you guys, that this can hold off to doing the arrests and all of this, the better off you and I will be. In other words, the more people that can be awoken, the easier our jobs will be to fill in the blanks. I mean, there's going to be a time here very soon where if people don't wake up, there's going to be so many more that are awake that it's not going to matter. You're going, like I said, you're going, I know I made that funny ass thing. It was silly, actually. The roller coaster's going over the top and it's about to crest and go down. And people are going to be like, I'm fucking awake, the longer we can hold this off and get people awake, the easier our jobs will be to expose all of this. So POTUS says legal in review, Huber. Huber is the key there. Okay. Something, and then follows it up and says, now this today that this was said, something big, and big is capitalized, is about to drop. Q. Guys, Facebook went down 20%, 24% actually. Twitter went down like 20%. That's big, but that ain't like big like Q's talking about. Big is information drops. That's what's going to be big. Listen, the GDP being at 4.1%, that's big, but that ain't this kind of big. Something big is about to drop. Black and white. Clear as day. Something big. That means a truth bomb. Truth bomb. Now, that was at 10:51 this morning. Then at basically 14 minutes past noon today, Q does a drop and says, Patriots are united in their pursuit of common goals. And for those of you that don't know what patriots are, that's you and that's me. We are patriots, along with a whole lot of other people. But we're the awake. We're the patriots. Good versus evil. That's not a hard one to understand. Right versus wrong. Again, not a hard one to understand. Humanity. Okay. Power over another person is not okay. I like hearing that. I do. I like hearing that out of my government. Okay. I do. It says patriots are not divided. That simply means that you're awake, I'm awake. It's okay if we disagree on certain things, offshoots, any of that kind of shit, but we're not divided. We can have a discussion. You see something as yellow and I see something as light orange. I mean, that's okay that we disagree as long as we both agree that it's a color that we're, arguing about. We're arguing the details. That's fine. But patriots are not divided, and none of us are divided. In fact, we are quite united, along with so many other people. We are. Borders. Borders do not separate us. No, they don't. Truth has no borders. If you have an awake, open mind, you don't have borders. That's what makes us strong. And it says we fight together. Absolutely. We are strong together. 100%. We, the people. Which is funny. That's another, I just reminded me, that's another tattoo that Red Pill's got. He's got another one on his other arm that says we the people. This guy loves America. Believe it. You should follow Red Pill Marine, by the way, if you haven't already. He's a good man. And then follows it up with where we go one, we go all. Huh, funny. That's another tattoo that Red Pill has. He's got a tattoo of the last two sentences or whatever, last two statements that are in the Q drop today. We the people, exclamation point. Where we go one, we go all, exclamation point Q. Then at 12:30 today, they do not want you asking questions. They do not want you thinking for yourself. They do not want you, capitalized, united. They want you to live in fear / divided. Guys, that's their power. If they divide us, if they scare us, if we're not united and we live in fear, that's their power. Don't give them their power. Be united. Don't be scared. Okay? Some of the things we've been talking about. Be united. Follows it up and says, they want you asleep. Well, obviously, none of us are asleep. Maybe all of us aren't awoke to the same degree, but we surely are not asleep. But you know what? We have a small group. There's so many out there that are still asleep. And you have to remember that. You could go into a conversation with somebody about some of the stuff we're talking about. They'll look at you like you're fucking crazy. And what's nuts is that you're not. You're the awake one, right? So they want you asleep. That's what all of this shit on television's about, is keeping the minute that everybody wakes up, they're done. They're fucking done. So the more we can awake, the quicker it'll happen. I know that's easier said than done, but once people wake up, they're done. They're finished. The proof is in CNN's ratings, their numbers. They continue to go down, 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 down. They're bad. People know that. They're full of shit. They want you asleep. They want you blind. That goes right with they want you asleep. The message must bypass MSM. Talking about our message. It's got to bypass mainstream television. It's the only way. This is Q talking to you. This is Q talking to me. The message must bypass the MSM. It's the only way. It's telling you that you're not going to flip your TV on tomorrow. And all of a sudden, oh, snap. You're being told the truth. It's not going to happen. Bypassing the MSM is the only way. So understand you have to roll up your sleeves and you're going to have to get a little dirty. Okay. You're going to have to take this shit to the streets. And I don't mean walking around with a sign. This is going to happen regardless of whether you get out and use your voice or whether you don't. It's going to happen. It's just a question of, are you going to make it easier on the movement or harder? And I'm not talking down to anybody. I'm talking to myself when I say this. Fuck, I know I need to. I will talk to people. I need to get better at talking to people. So the message must bypass the MSM. It's the only way. That's directly from Q, you guys. That's like an order. People united hold the power. Fuck, that's powerful, man. United. Us. We hold the power. Think election 2016. Power shall be returned to the people. What do you think about that? 2016, President Trump running to be the president. Did anybody on the television say that he even had a chance? They were talking about the amount of percentage points that he was behind the entire night until they could not. They couldn't ignore when states started falling. That's the only time that they conceded. And they didn't even want to do that. By the time the election was over, Christ, my state, Michigan, they pulled us, which was typically predominantly a Democratic state for like the last 8 elections or something like that. I mean, it's always been Democrat. And I think Wisconsin and all that too. They wouldn't even concede it without a recount. And he had won without the recount even going on here. They would not concede it. They still haven't conceded it. That's the basis for this whole fucking thing. They knew that if he won, they were in some deep fucking salami. Deep ass shit. And they are. They are. We're going to watch every one of these fuckers swing by a rope. I'm telling you. So, people united hold the power. America had overall had enough. We saw what the witch was going to bring to our country. We had seen it. We listened to her. We listened to her. They came, they saw, he died. We watched her ass for 8 years in the White House with her shit-stained husband. Piece of crap who I voted for twice. I'm not proud of that. I voted for Obama twice. I ain't proud of that shit. Let me tell you what. I wish I could go back and kick Bill's ass from back then and say, wake the fuck up. But honestly, I'm not sure it would have mattered until this election right now. And we'll go into that another night. Most of you know. So people came together for the election in 2016 and put his ass into power, put him into the president. We believed him, and I do believe him. So a follow-up to that 1231. They do not want you asking questions. They don't want you to think for yourself. They do not want you to united. They do not want you. They want you to live in fear and divided. They want you asleep. They want you blind. The message must bypass the MSM. It's the only way. People united hold the power. And Q follows up and says, every C blank A / MOS tactic of infiltration and internal disruption is being deployed on this board, the central hub. Well, they left the I out of the first part with the CIA. The world is here. Recognize the movement is bigger than anyone can possibly imagine. Peace through strength. Man, that's powerful, you guys. That's powerful. That's so powerful. The movement is bigger than anyone can possibly imagine. Peace through strength. I love it. And then they show some shots of Michael Avenatti, who was Stormy Daniels' lawyer through all that shit, of his, it sounds like this fucking Joker has got his hands, oh, he's up to his elbows in the pie, in the shit pie. It's not good. Q shows pictures of his building and says foundation, top, bottom to top, layers, FISA equals the foundation. Well, the FISA court, the FISA dossier and all that launched this is the foundation of what we're talking about. It says start. Now, I'm not going to go into like deep breakdowns of what that means, but people are more aware of current events. Establish the link, which we're putting the breadcrumbs together, you guys. We'll get it better. Think criminal / illegal acts to prevent overturn presidential election of the president of the United States. He's a duly elected president. Okay, that's the end of it. How many criminal or illegal things have they been doing to try to undermine that and have his ass impeached? Which brings me to the elections in November. If we don't get our fucking asses out there and vote to put Republicans in, it'll be for all for naught. I don't care if you got to fill your car up with 6 people and drive them there to have them vote Republican. Do it. This election coming up in November as important as the election we had to put him in office. So, public awareness, evidence introduced, MSN covert link, think sessions, open statement, RE leak investigations. How do you build a home? You guys know how to build a home, right? We got to start with foundation. It's the same thing with exposing these deep state pieces of crap. You have to have a foundation. If you don't have a launch pad, you don't have a launch. You've got to have something solid to launch the truth off of. You know what I mean? Got to. So how do you build a home? Foundation to the structure. Layers. It's layers upon the foundation that are building this. That's why it's going slower than people want. That's why they can't just go out there and arrest everybody. Think Huber. Huber is the one that can convict on all of these people and put these charges out, these 50,000 sealed indictments. Huber is the one that can react and act on it. And that's what we're going to see. So part of the layers include uranium 1, which if you don't know what uranium 1 is, basically Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama sold out the mineral rights to uranium that got sold to Russia, which in turn was getting sold to Iran and North Korea to create a nuclear weapon, because it is like the main ingredient component that's used to build that shit. Yeah, red pill, yellow cake, That's what it's known as, yellow cake. They did this, you guys. They were going to launch a fucking nuclear weapon against America and blame it on one of those two, because the only way to get us out of the shit show of our economy and all of that was to put us into full-blown war. They don't give a fuck about you. None of you. They don't care about you, your kids, your grandkids, me, nobody. They don't fucking care about you. It's all about them and their power and what they can do. That's all they care about. And all of this grandstanding bullshit that you see, when you saw when Sandy Hook happened and Obama sat up there and was pretending to cry, which I'm convinced the fucking guy had mustard gas on his finger because he was like doing this weird, like the weirdest eye wipe away from his tears. I mean, it was fucking sick. It wasn't even a good acting job. It was horrendous, actually. It was tough to watch. And I told my mom that, and she's like, "You think that man is lying about being upset about those kids?" I'm like, "There's no fucking kids, Mom. Mom, I love you. But there ain't no fucking kids. You are being, you're being lied to. Now shut the fucking CNN off, please." They haven't. I told you I got a red pill. I'm like every other week. I go back. Oh, Trump sure got some problems. It's like, you know why I try? I have to stay on my toes and sharpen my skills. So I go back. I'm a glutton, man. I do. I swear, if I ran my head into the wall for every time I had to go back there and red pill them, dude, they'd have 20 more windows in their house. Oh, it's so fucking hard. So layers, uranium one, Iran, human trafficking, Haiti, corruption, etc., etc. Logical thinking. Thank you, Q. That's a huge one. Logical thinking. Use logic. If you'll look at the information and use your fucking logic, then the truth is stranger than fiction. And by stranger, I mean more real. The truth is way more real than fiction. Are you kidding me? All right. Let's see. Some of this talks about, some of this goes into this. Michael Avenatti is going to have a fucking shit sandwich right in his lap here in the next day or two. He's got some shit to answer to. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Hey, you guys want to hear a joke? All right. So, what's that called when you say something and it comes out the wrong way? It's oh shit, what's it called? I can't think of it. It's like a let's punch those fuckers in the throat. Red pill. I love your style, dude. Um oh, what's it called? All right, I'll just tell the joke and just make up a word for it. How's that? Let's do that. All right, so this guy's going to the airport and he goes up and he's next in line and he sees the woman that's checking in people with their baggage and everything. And he can't help but notice that she's just got this magnificent, huge set of breasts. And it's always thinking about and looking at. So that, the people in front of him are done, and she waves him up and he walks up and he says, "Hi, I'd like 2 pickets to Pittsburgh." And he's like, "Oh, fuck." And he lets that out. And he says it like 2 pickets to Pittsburgh. I mean 2 tickets to Pittsburgh. And she's like, "Oh yeah, it's okay." And she runs him up. And he's telling this to his buddy, and he says, his buddy says, "Man, it's so funny that you say that because I literally just had something like that happen to me 2 days ago." And what I was doing is I was sitting there and I was having breakfast with my wife. And what I meant to say was, "Honey, please pass the butter for my toast." And what I said was, "You ruined my life, you fucking bitch." Oh. Sorry. Some of y'all ain't typing. It's like, man, man, fucking joke sucked. I love that joke. I love that joke. All right. All right. That's I guess we'll wrap it up this way. The very last thing that Q said at 1709, which is 509. Stay the course. Where we go one, we go all. Indeed. Indeed we do. Where we go one, we go all. Yeah. It's pretty clear. Anyway. Guys, our holy fucking shit. It's been an hour and 48 minutes. Sorry. Totally sorry. Yeah. Yeah, MB. Stay the course. Where we go one, we go all. We do. Yeah, Sim. Awesome of y'all to be here. I had a great time. Once I wrap it up, I'm going to go watch somebody in the chat made shepherd's pie, which, by the way, I love shepherd pie. I just didn't get a chance to I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was dull jello pudding hungover. I was hungover on the pudding pops. Yeah, good point. Red pill. RFID is the mark of the beast. Do not ever get chipped, which will go into your hand or your forehead. That's the day they'll have to cut my fucking head off. And they're going to need a big saw because I got a big old fucking head. Because it's so huge. It's for the brain. Dumb. No chip for Robert Wallace. I like it. You know, before they do that, we're all gonna like have to meet up and we'll build a fucking fort out in the middle of nowhere and we'll have guns pointing all the way around, pointing out, and just say, listen, we're not taking the chip. So if you want to come take our guns, then bring it. I don't know how many bullets I have to shoot you with, but I know how many I will use when that day comes. And that answer is every single damn one of them. You damn right. Stock up. MB says stock up. I agree. 100% MB. That's plural, red pill. That's awesome, man. You know, that's interesting. Broken. we'll let's entertain that a little bit as we go forward with some of these chats. Red Pill says Molan Lab, or is it Labe? He was telling me a little bit about that. You guys see the movie 300 with the Spartans, and when they took on the I learned something today. I love the movie. I had seen it, but I had forgotten about the line. And basically, I'm going to cut to the chase of it, but they said they want you to surrender your weapons, and they had said I think it's Molan Labe, and that is it Latin for come and take them, like come and get them. Basically, kiss my ass. If you want them, come get them. And it's a remarkable tale, which happens to be, I think, like very true. I think it was recorded very well in history. Sensational movie, fantastic. But that's another tat that Red Pill has, is that Molan Labe, which is come and get them, come take them. I told you, this guy loves his country. and you know what? I would consider it a fucking absolute honor to be in a foxhole with this guy. Yeah. Really, any one of you, if I'm being quite honest. But I can respect the hell out of somebody that's got that kind of patriotism within them. And I know so many of you do. Red Pill, such a dick. And I have Bill's name on my ass. Forget everything I just said about the guy. It's a good thing my name's not Bob. He'd have a B on one cheek and a B on the other, and every time he bent over, it'd say Bob. Anyway. Right back at you, bro. Robert Wallace, too. Man, you guys bust my fucking balls. I tell you what. It's a good thing they're fucking huge and full of brass. Tell you what. Enlighten Just, be nice to me. All right. It's been a lot of fun. You guys are awesome. No, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Iris scan. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Sim. Sim's a smart motherfucker. Let me tell you what. Sim's a smart person. Yeah. Sim got lots of knowledge up in that dome. Smart person. Makes really, really good comments. But, that's why this works, you guys. I think it would be cool. We did talk about getting together maybe in the next 6 to 12 months or whatever, but, it never hurts to have a working plan for when shit hits the fan. I mean, it's great if we could meet up and, when money is good and everything's good and we can meet up and we can have cocktails and have fun, but it really does not hurt to have a working plan. Like, let's say California. Sorry, Robert. Let's say California starts to drop off in the fucking ocean. I mean, he's going to need to go somewhere, and he already knows where he can go. He does. We've had that talk. Just like I know where I can go if it would require me to leave here. I mean, I have that with some of you guys, and I like that. Will it probably ever happen? Probably not. But is there comfort in knowing it? Fuck yeah, there is. And if you've got some peace of mind that, you got a brother in California, you got a brother in Indianapolis, or you got a brother in fucking Arizona, or Washington or Louisiana or New York. I mean, guys, that's so much more than anybody else has. You got a face, you got somebody that you can fucking lean on, man. That's what family is about. And family is way more than blood. I mean, you know, I won't say I have family members that I wouldn't open my door to, but I have family members that I would open my door to you before I'd open it to them, you know? That makes sense. It's just a word, man. Just a word. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I am going to wrap it officially. 1 hour, 57 minutes. And I've enjoyed every single minute and second of it. And I appreciate you like crazy being here. And it looks like almost every one of you have stayed for this entire thing. So from the absolute bottom of my heart, um, stay strong, Patriots, and look out for each other. And just know that we are on the winning side of this shit. Okay. We're going to beat that fucking global ass. It's going to happen. And we're going to do it together. All right. This is our crew. I love you. God bless every single one of you. And until next time, me out.